The biggest scam in America is being told as a woman, go get a job. You don't want to depend on a man. I know.
Can we all collectively agree that it's not that we hate our jobs, we just don't want to work? Because I don't.
I'm tired of being described as strong, tough.
Being an independent woman has lost its wheels. The mask on modern women faces are falling off.
I am not an independent woman. I do not care. I need my man.
Who remembers a few years back when being a strong, independent black woman was a flex?
Pretty sure I just unlocked a new ick for me. When a man finds your hyper-independence super attractive.
Men have tried and failed multiple times. They've granted your wish, leaving women alone. Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
Listen, whoever decided that we had to work to live, your mom's a hoe. I know I'm not homeless, but still, I hate it and it's ghetto.
Hey.
Hi, how is it?
It's amazing, but wait, can you talk for a sec?
Listen, I completely get women's rights. I get it. We wanted equality. We just wanted to be seen as a human. Where are y'all brought in the part where we had to work too? I'm sorry. Put me back in the kitchen. We were joking. This was all just a scheme to see if you guys would listen. Y'all listened a little too hard. Put me back in the kitchen. Because are y'all all right? Why did you think that we would want to live to work? That's a man's job. And honestly, if I could go back in the day, all of those women that had those them little things up would have got knocked over. Cause sweetie, are you dumb? And then on top of that, they have the audacity to not even be alive to see the damage that they caused. I'm over it.
Looks like reality has finally hit this one. But here's the thing, madam. Even if you went back to the good old days, women still worked. They were out there in factories, handling machinery, or even working long hours in agriculture. Modern women can fantasize about not working all they want, but it won't get them anywhere. This obsession with getting out of work is only alive because these women have seen the harsh reality that men go through every day. They understand that it's tough out there, and now that they're experiencing the pressure firsthand, they're starting to panic. What's really happening is that these women are realizing that the so-called independence they were chasing comes with heavy responsibilities, just like it always has for men.
I am so tired of being a strong, independent woman girl boss. I want to pretend like I don't know how to put air in my tires, pretend like I don't know that there's no such thing as premium air, and I never want to touch another doorknob. I want to be in my soft girl era.
Where are all the single men between the ages of 35 and 45 who are also seeking a relationship? Where are y'all hanging out?
Well, one thing I will say is that those men in those age ranges aren't looking to date modern women anymore. They've seen enough, and many have simply checked out of the dating scene. The only thing those guys are looking for now is peace or maybe loyalty, but modern dating often feels like a battle for power or a never-ending list of demands. So it's no wonder many of them are either opting out or looking elsewhere, whether it's younger women, women from different cultures, or simply focusing on themselves. They're tired of being seen as nothing more than a resource.
I have had the worst week of my life, and I needed you.
Women are honestly, just because we have that independence now, and now we know we don't have to depend on a man to get the things that we need or that we want. Now they're just doing what men, used to do or considered do to women, in a sense of like cheating or not necessarily cheating, but just
dating multiple people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
getting
now,
a roster.
Having a team.
Having a team. What guy can I call for food today?
They always seem to laugh now but cry later. Essentially, what she's saying is that women are trying to act like men. There's this notion out there that women can mirror everything men do without any consequences. But that's far from reality. Women seem to think they can live the same lifestyle as men, whether it's building a roster of guys or embracing casual dating, and that the long-term outcomes will be the same. But it's different. Men and women are wired differently, and society doesn't respond the same way to both genders when it comes to certain behaviors. The reality is, men can engage in these behaviors and still bounce back later because society often doesn't judge men the same way, especially when it comes to dating or starting a family later in life. For women, however, there are real consequences, whether it's the biological clock, emotional wear and tear, or the fact that men tend to seek younger women. We're different.
I know we live in a world where everybody likes to call women lazy for wanting the traditional relationship, but I just feel like, honestly, like, I want to step into my feminine energy. Like I want a man to hold my bags. I want a man to take care of me. Like, I don't want to do everything myself. And as a Black woman, we've been told our whole lives that we have to be the strong, independent Black woman. And it's like, I don't want to be that all the time. Like, no. Like, I get it. We're the most unprotected and we're the most criticized, so we have to be. But do I have to be that in a relationship, though? Like, why can't I have a man that leads? Why can't I have a man that provides and protects for me? I'm retiring the strong, independent Black woman. Honestly, I'm tired, okay? I want to be feminine. I want to be vulnerable. I want to be a pretty pampered princess. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But I don't know. Y'all gonna call me a pick-me, so you know.
A lot of women believe they deserve the traditional soft lifestyle. But ironically, those are often the women who bring little to no value into a man's life. They want the perks of a traditional relationship, being provided for, protected, and led by a strong man, but don't realize that it comes with expectations on their part too. For modern women today who claim they want a man to lead, the reality is many of them are hard to deal with. They carry a lot of attitude, demand control, and expect to be treated like queens while giving nothing but stress in return. You can't ask for a man to lead if you're difficult to lead. Leadership requires trust, cooperation, and respect. If a woman is constantly challenging a man's authority, making everything a power struggle, or refusing to bring peace into the relationship, how is a man supposed to lead? It's not just about saying, "I want a man to lead." It's about being willing to follow, support, and create an environment where he actually can lead without drama or resistance at every turn. And most women who can come out and say, "I want a soft lifestyle after 35, are a red flag.
What do you do for a living?
I don't work.
So what do you do during the day?
Nothing.
You don't want to work?
No.
So you're just living off of his child support?
I am. And we live with our mother.
And you're proud of that?
Well, we were living with him, and I was a stay-at-home mom. He made the income.
But you can work now, right?
I can, but...
So, but you can go get a job, right?
I could, but I'm not going to. My rent's free. My food is free. My mom's a homeowner. We don't have to pay nothing.
Health insurance. Who covers health insurance?
I do.
So what I'm going to do is give you credit, actually. Bring your child support down. And
down?
monthly, yes, slightly. It's still expensive. $1,093 a month.
That's it?
Well, it would be more if you get a job.
He would pay more if I got a job?
No, it would be more for the child if you got a job.
I was with somebody that I did not really like. I think I was in it for the wrong reasons, and he was just a total bodybuilding bro, and I think I already knew deep down that he wasn't good for me. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't even want to give him the time of day, because this guy actually ended up single-handedly ruining and destroying some friendships that I had with some of my closest guy friends. That's fine. Like, I was cheated on by somebody who already gave me so many red flags.
Madam, this is completely your fault. First of all, You were dating someone you weren't even truly attracted to, yet you still chose to be with him. That's mistake number one. If there's no real attraction or connection from the start, the relationship is already built on shaky ground. But you didn't stop there. He gave you so many red flags along the way, and instead of walking away, you ignored them all, whether it was his behavior, his lack of effort, or whatever other issues were popping up. End of story.
The biggest scam in America is being told as a woman, go get a job. You don't want to depend on a man. I know you should have a job or some sort of skill. But like, okay, so let's say you have a great man who works his booty off, okay? And then you're also working your booty off. So now we have a dual income. At that time, no kid home, right? We're living life, we're thriving. Okay, then you have a kid. Then they push and push for you to breastfeed. They're breastfeed. Okay. After 6 weeks, then what? When a working mother has to go to work, then what? Oh, well, you gotta pump and take them to daycare. Okay, daycare is $285 a week for a newborn/infant because of diapers and bottles and all that shit. Wouldn't it make so much more sense if women actually enjoyed their lives? That's why we're all miserable sacks of shit. That's why we're all pissed off and fucking moody, is because we're just trying to balance checkbooks and babies. And I'm tired.
So, I am 43 years old. I am still single. No ring on my finger. No baby in my belly. No husband to annoy me. I have had some long-term relationships, but here I am. Still single. Still looking. I've tried dating apps, but no. So, given the time crunch that I am 43 and I would like to have a baby, and while baby making time is quickly coming to an end, I decided to reach out to a matchmaker. I thought, why not try Twalkify? Do you guys know how much Twalkify charges? They told me they could match me with 5 guys for $10,000. Let that sit for a second. 5 guys, $10,000. Now, I'm not a mathematician, but I think that's about $2,000 per guy. Do any of you think a single man is worth $2,000? Considering he's probably going to be a fucking dud. Help me. Stop me from making the biggest mistake of my life. And instead, tell me what I can do to get a baby in my belly, a ring on my finger, and a husband at my side within the next year. What can I do? Someone, anybody. What do you got before I drop $10,000 on 5 guys? Help.
It's reverse for men. Invisible when young, but then get very desirable as they age. All men understand how you feel because we lived it. Welcome to the life of a man. That's exactly how it feels. Welcome to regular world. And I wish that young women learn this as early as possible. I believe this is called the wall. It wins every time. Have fun, ladies. I actually wish younger women would learn this early on as well. Here we have a woman in her 40s now talking about how she wants to have kids. Not only is it risky at that age, but it's also potentially life-threatening for both her and the child. The reality is, time doesn't stop, and biology has its limits. The window for having children isn't open forever, and waiting until your 40s to start thinking about motherhood can come with serious consequences. What I can conclude from this is that maybe having kids wasn't her priority when she was younger. She likely spent her prime years focusing on other things, career, fun, or chasing the lifestyle of independence, and now she's realizing that time has caught up. It's a harsh wake-up call for many women who delay motherhood thinking they have all the time in the world, only to discover later that it's not so simple.
Would you rather go buy me an engagement ring right now or decimate everyone in that restaurant?
I could just go down to a pawn shop and buy a fake ring, so yeah, that works for me.
So you want to give me a fake ring?
If it involves getting out of killing people, yes.
So is there a reason that you don't want to propose to me?
Because we've just gone on our first date.
Oh, and what's the problem?
Any of you watching this, if you don't see the problem either, I'm very concerned about you.
Oh, so now you're going to turn my audience against me?
I can tell you one thing for sure. That poor man is going home and deleting Bumble. That is the last Bumble date he will ever be on.
I hope that man runs as fast as he can, because this woman is seriously out of her mind. Maybe it's desperation, but to expect a man to put a ring on your finger after just one date? That's beyond insane. You can't rush commitment like that, especially when you barely know each other. This kind of thinking screams red flags all over the place. It's like she's more obsessed with the idea of getting married than actually building a solid foundation with someone. And when you're that desperate for a ring, you're not looking for love. You're looking for validation, for someone to fill a void or check a box in life. But a man isn't going to stick around for that kind of pressure. He's going to see the crazy expectations from a mile away and bolt. Rushing into something as serious as marriage without really investing the time to grow together is a recipe for disaster.
I am not an independent woman. I do not care. Like, I make my own money, I have my own goals, but that doesn't mean I'm independent. Like, I need my man. I need to be, like, feminine in my relationship. Leave me out of that feminist. I am independent. I am not.
You know, my husband comes, he eats. I pick up his plate when he's done eating. That's something people are so surprised to know. He does not pick up his own plate. For, like, some of my American friends who see it, they're a little taken aback. Like, can't he pick up his own plate?
I think the American notion of relationships is, like, equality.
I do push women empowerment, but I'm like, I am not alone. My husband covers this whole situation. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he covers me. And so if someone breaks in my house in the middle of the night, it's not me getting up.
I'm not going first.
You know why a lot of guys can't stand talking to their wife?
Why?
Is because that it's not really talking. There goes that old saying, right? Happy wife, happy life. Make sure you learn how to apologize for no reason. Just sit there and nod your head. Like, I hear that joke and like, no, I'm not fucking doing that. And then I hear like the faith-based stuff. Well, the Bible says that you've got to be the man in the house. You have to show the most patience. Why? Why can't we show the same patience? Why can't we respect each other the same? Why do I have to do your logic more? On that. You guys generationally complain and make huss and fusses about all these things, and then men have to just like succumb to whatever emotions you guys are going through. You want a safe place to talk to me? Don't talk at me.
Once again, happy wife, happy life is the biggest lie that's been sold to men. It's a narrative that places all the focus on making sure the woman is happy while completely neglecting the man's needs and happiness in the relationship. Men are told that if they just keep their wives happy, give them what they want, avoid conflict, bend over backward, the relationship will magically be smooth and everyone will be content. But that's not how it works in reality. What happens is that men end up sacrificing their own well-being, bending to every demand just to keep the peace, and losing themselves in the process. It creates an imbalance where the man's role becomes that of a provider of happiness, but who's making sure he is happy? It took men a long time to stop falling for this nonsense, but they're waking up. Marriage doesn't even interest men today anymore. It just makes them run away.